Hey there, City Skylines. Welcome to episode 22 of our weekly playthrough of Cities Skylines. I'm Caiine, this is Rivalry City. So at the moment we're going to be doing a detailed guide on the bus lines, how to set up the bus line, how to deal with the bus line because they can be a little bit fiddly. And we're also going to go through the metro system, tell you how many roughly you sort of need for this size of city, how many people. So we've got 28,000 people. I've got only 3 metro lines in the whole of the city. So I've got this light blue one that goes round, this red one and this green one. So these are like a central hub. So we're just paying attention to the blue, the red and the green double lines. So you can see on the left here, this blue metro line goes all the way around. We can probably get rid of one of these stations here, probably don't need this one. But I would say roughly you need a station right at the corners, main the corners, and if it's quite a big city, one in the middle as well. So I probably will get rid of one of these metro stations. So I'll have one in the corner, one in this corner. I may not need this one here either, because people just aren't using the metros enough. It's the bus lines that we really need to focus on. With this red line, so we've got the main station here, then we've got another metro station there, another metro station there. The red line just goes around sort of this part of the map, whereas the green one next to it goes up there. Now on certain locations where the 2 underground stations come close to each other, I put a little path in between, so you can see the station there and this metro station here. I put a path in between so they can transfer between the 2 lines easier, so they're using that. And also for these 2 metro stations here, I put a bridge in between. I thought that would be quicker for them, and it is. Obviously they're using that a lot to get between the 2 lines rather than coming all down the road and everything. So just in summary, with the metro stations, you probably only need them in the furthest corners of your city. If your city's quite big, maybe one in the middle as well. Play around with it a little bit to make sure you haven't got too many. There's not many citizens seem to use the metro. Maybe it's got to be there for years and years and years before it really picks up, because I do a few lines starting to pick up on the metro now. These it's this green one, so you can see that metro train there is full. It's 150 passengers on it. The station it's just come from, it's got 110 people still waiting, but it's got another subway train coming up behind it, so it should be fine. So quite a lot of passengers just got off that subway now. It's not 150 anymore, it's 69, and it's going to move on to the next station just up there. I put 2 stations in there, this area, this close together. I wouldn't usually, but this station and bus station gets quite busy, and this is a work area for our oil industry. The other coloured lines you see, the single lines, they're bus routes. Now on the red line, this one that sticks to just this half of the city, you can see 2 lines. That represents the 2 red lines that you see here, one there and this red line here. So if we go into this one, I've only got 1 subway train operating on this line, going in the clockwise direction. And then I come out of here, go in the other line, going in the anti-clockwise direction. I've only got 1 metro as well, because you can see on these stops here down the bottom, it's not that busy. So this 1 metro is obviously going to be costing me money, because I'm not going to be making much money off that. If I go up to where it says vehicle count modifier, I've turned that down so that it's only 1 vehicle on the line. When it gets busier, I'll just turn this up again and add more metros as needed. We'll just keep an eye on the metros over time. It's the bus lines that are crazy, and we're going to be working on them soon. These, 155 passengers on this line. Look at these buses. I think I'm going to just have to make the lines a lot smaller. The 195 people waiting at that bus stop, probably to go just down here to the bus station. I don't know, just walk, get a taxi. I don't know. It's weird. So the people really love the bus system. Maybe it's because my roads and traffic is quite minimal. Let's have a look at the traffic levels. So it's quite good, a bit busy around the middle area. Remember, this was in a previous episode. I said I'd keep an eye on this and sort it out. Let's start with doing that, and then we'll finish off. We'll get more in depth into the bus lines and teach you how to handle them, because they're fiddly to pick up and drop off, and then delete a line and then put down a new line. It's just a bit of a fiddly system. It took me a little while to figure it out, so I'll tell you that as well in a sec. Okay, stay tuned. You lot can stop as well. So I put those 2 on stop. So mainly that lane should have priority, and the ambulance coming through. And the buses that seem to do like a tip on the side thing. Imagine being on that bus as it tips around the corner like that. You're like, Jesus Christ, you got some suspension in you, mate. The ambulance coming through. Come on, what is it? There's a bunch of learners in this lane. They're just learner drivers. This will just take up the whole video this week, just watching this. I'll pause it for you. Okay, so I don't think that idea is going to work, so we're going to try another roundabout here and go with this one instead. There we go. Okay, starting to take shape slowly. So down here I've added a 4-lane road. We'll see how that plays out. Obviously it goes both ways, it's not a one-way system. And the same for this side of the roundabout. Just added a 4-lane road. It's 2-way, goes both ways. So we'll see how that plays out as well. So as you're building big systems like this and complicated systems, you have to just sort of have it in road mode like I have at the moment, so that it makes the arrows appear on the road. And you have to just look at your system. You have to follow the system and say, right, okay, so if I was driving around here, for instance, if I was driving on this roundabout here, would I be able to get back onto the highway both ways? So if I went around the roundabout, can I get back on the highway? Where can I get back on? So at the moment on this roundabout, you can't get back on the highway anywhere, but if you were to come off here, go round the roundabout, back up this side, you can get back onto the highway. And if you wanted to get back on the highway going upwards, you could come off here, just go up here and along, and then straight up to the highway again. Gone. Same as if obviously you're on anywhere around this roundabout or this roundabout, you know you can get back on the highway. So if you come down here, you'd want the same sort of thing. You'd need to get back on the highway, and you can on this part of the roundabout. This part of the roundabout here, you can get off the highway and you can get back on again the highway there. So things like that, when you make a new junction coming off a highway, you need to make sure you can get on and off this side, and you can get on and off this side. So if I go right down here, and if I was travelling up this way, the motorway, and I want to come off somewhere, I know I can come off there. Where else can I come off? How much longer and how much further is it until I can come off again? So it's quite a way up. Let's see. So down there is one way. So it seems like I have missed one here. You can't get back off here. So we'd have to build something in there. Yeah, there we go. So that perfectly highlighted my example of how easy it is to miss coming off and on these highways. Also, once you've done that, always check for the traffic lights, because it tends to add them in. Just take the traffic lights out just by going into the inspector on the left hand side there, holding triangle, so you've got all these different options, and you go to intersections, and from here, if you don't zoom out too far because they disappear, but yeah, from here you can just sort of overview your city and you'll see the colours. There's one. There's another. I was about to say I don't miss too many, hopefully, but I just did with the slip road, so I probably would have missed some of these as well. Yeah, look, there's the odd one here and there. And then this is the fun part. We unpause it and see what happens with our new road network. There's that traffic jam we're hoping to clear. No one likes a traffic jam. Good roundabout still sorts a lot of that out. Going down from 3 lanes down to 1. Okay, so we've made it a 2-lane road. It's still a one-way system, one-way road, but it's 2 lanes. See if that helps. The other idea wasn't working. We appear to have an issue on the roundabout. People might not have been in the right lanes because I've been changing things up. That traffic jam is clearing. It's just down to sheer weight of traffic, I think. I do love sorting out these issues though, it's awesome. We'll leave the traffic there for this week. I'm going to carry on with the bus lines. I'll have to sort this out another time maybe and have a look at it again, but let's pause that there and carry on with the bus lines. take another look at that. It could be just, the roundabout works okay. Could be just a matter of putting in another slip road just to move some traffic around somewhere else, or getting them on and off this roundabout better, because they're just cutting across each other with these lines. So I'll make some adjustments on that another time. Okay, so we've added an extra access road here by the old people's home and the child daycare centre and hospital we place. So a 2-lane road, we'll see how that goes. Also the underground cycle lane that comes up here, it just had a cycle lane going over to here. I've just joined up this side as well, just so they can bridge this gap. And so our transport hub area where we had all the metro stations, we don't need that many anymore. We've deleted I think 2 or 3 of them. So we've just got these 3. We're going to change up this area now, make this a bit better. I'd also sort of join this road up to it as well, because if they haven't got these 2 roads joined up, the only way to get back on, if you look at the top of the screen there, you've got the big road, they can get there, or at the bottom of the screen they can get back on the roundabout there. I could leave this bit not joined up, but I may as well put some sort of access road here to the roundabout. Or should I just leave it greenery? Maybe a smaller road. Let's see. Okay, so there's the new hub area adjusted with the roads. I haven't done the pathways yet for it. That's just the road system. What I've done, I've just diverted one of the bus lanes, that green one. Just diverted that to go through it. So it's going to stop sort of here by this metro station. And that green line, you can see it just diverts off there and it goes back to the roundabout. Okay, so here's the new pathway I've put in, going over to the bus station. I couldn't get it all the way circular, so I had to put that little dip in it, otherwise circular would have been much better. But I do like the nice curves there of that. I'm a fan of sort of architecture, and I think that's architecturally really pleasing to me. Oh, these, I love this. Look at this. Yeah, use the new bridge. Just go and graffiti it all up. Just mass graffiti all this new bridge up. Maybe it's like a fight. Maybe like they're on that team, they're on this team. They're just going to have a big riot in the middle of this bridge, just to show the mayor what they think of it. It's a very, very colourful nation, my people. Look at them. There's not actually that many choices of clothes. That's why everyone wears the same thing. This is it's like North Korea. You're only allowed to wear a certain type of outfit. When you become an old man, you've got to wear obviously brown pants and a walking stick. Oh no, red. That one's wearing red. Look at that. Just don't jump. And then just over this side of the transport hub area, the metro stations, I've put like a nice little gravel track linked up to the cycle lane, and just to go over here. I haven't really done this in previous playthroughs, but I think it's just going to be easier access for people to get in between. I was also thinking of deleting my underground bus lines, because I've got them everywhere and it will cost more maintenance. And on the roads I've got bus lanes on the roads, so I thought, well, do I need the underground bus lines? But when I had a look at them, people are using them. I mean, look, there's tons of people on them. Those are all those white people. That's not racist, by the way. They literally are white, even their bikes and their dogs. That they all use this. They're all using it as well as above. Look, tons of people, even above these and the cycle lanes and that. God knows why the bus routes are so busy. Okay, we're going to go into setting up a bus line, the ins and outs, the difficulties. So it's the same as when you're in a station like this. You can create a new line from here, or you can actually just start the new line on the road. Once you get in a spot like that, it says create new line. Now it is fiddly, it jumps from different lines like this. So when the white one's flashing, that's the one that's going to be affected. You've got a white and blue line here, so it's the blue one that's flashing now, so it'll be the blue line that's affected if I do anything to it. If I wanted to get hold of a piece of the white line and add a new stop, for instance, I can just go onto the white line here. I'm on the PlayStation, so I can hold X to drag the line, and I've got a stop on me now. So wherever I put this, I'm adding a stop, whichever side of the road. So do pay attention to whether it's the left or the right hand side of the road, because otherwise it will just say there's 3 lines there, it'll be going backwards and forwards, and you don't want that. So make sure you do get the right side of the road. I'm still holding X. When I release X, it will have the stop, which I don't want because it's just an example. So I'll just come off the road like that, release X, and there it's gone. If I want to delete the line, instead of holding X, I can just tap X by the way, and it will add a stop, which I don't want, but I'll delete that in a sec. I can push square. Are you sure you want to delete this line? No. So anywhere on here, I can just push square. I don't want to delete this line. When I want to delete a stop, you need to actually hover over it so it's got the circle around it, the outer circle. Because otherwise, as you see, if I adjust it slightly, it says create new line, or drag stop to move it. So you've got two choices there. I'm not pushing anything. I'm just moving my little cursor around, and it alternates. So make sure you get on what you want. If you want to adjust the stop or delete it, you can get on it like that. It says drag stop to move it, so you can hold X to drag the stop to move it about somewhere else. Or, like me, it doesn't say press square to delete, but you can. You just press square and it deletes that stop. So you can add it in again. I can accidentally create a new line, which is obviously purple, and I've got hold of that line now. And if you don't want to have hold of the line, you push circle to get rid of it, you push back to get rid of it. Go back into your bus line. So I came out, went back into my bus line. I've still got the white stop there. I've got an extra line there I don't want. Say like I go on here again and mess up trying to delete it, push X, there's another bus stop there, and I can't hover over it. It's not letting me hover over it to delete it because I've now got a new bus line attached again. So I'll push circle to get that line detached. Go back into it, hover over that, press square to delete that line, press square to delete that line, press square to delete the bus stop, and you can put it back to normal just like that. So when I'm setting up a new bus route, I'm going to push X, start it there. Now this route is going to go up around the industrial area and the residential area around here. It is a line I set up previously, I'm just redoing it now to show you. So there's no houses or anything along here, so we're not going to do anything along here. Now tip number one, you don't really want the bus stop here or here right as it goes just into this part of the village or city. The reason being because it will spread out a group of smiley faces out from the centre, and it will spread out a certain distance and cover a certain amount of area. If you put it here, the space that it just covers is wasted. There's nothing here, there's no people living there, so you're better off, I put it here, and when I lay it, if you watch for the smiley faces, there you see them, they went out roughly to the edge of the screen. Okay, so that's our first stop there, because we know that that's got like 500 odd people in the queue for some reason, weirdly, even though there's a taxi depot opposite and a metro line there. And the metro line's getting busier as well, so it is getting busier, maybe it will help. So for our second stop, we're going to have this line come up here. I am going to have this on the edge. I wouldn't normally have it on the edge of the city, sort of here like this, because it is going to waste loads of happiness level. You watch for the smiley faces. So they spread out, it will cover that sort of area there. That's okay. So the next one would be roughly around up here. You see the smiley faces? Yeah. So we don't need a stop around sort of on this road, because I think this stop covers the area and this stop over here covers the area. So we'll just have it come straight back down here. We'll have it over here. So watch it spread out. It's covering a nice area, nice distance. Maybe we'll stop at the taxi depot here and pick people up again. Well, we're covering that same area twice. I'll move it. No, I will have it there, just to try and help out. And then we'll have it going straight back to the bus depot via this way, because there's an interlocking road there. So we'll stop it about here, because I can't see any other stops too close to this one. It's auto-saving. Nice, going to cover a good area, and then it will just come down here and back here. So if I hover back over where I finished, it will just go automatically complete line. So it just pings to it. I'm just going to change the colour of that line, because last time it was red, and that's what I know it as. And lastly, to give you an idea of how far apart roughly the stops can be, this empty area here has got the light residential and light commercial just building up on the canal front. So if we go to the bus line, so you can see the one stop there at the top of the screen and the other stop here right by my cursor. That's roughly how far you'd have them apart. It covers, the smiley faces cover in between that area. I mean, I haven't got a road in the middle of that area, but if I did build one and have residential and stuff there, those bus lines, those bus stops, sorry, should cover this whole area enough. If your bus line don't cover an area enough, or you haven't got enough metro or transport nearby, you'll get these flashing symbols. I've recently put this bus stop here, so I'm hoping those symbols stop flashing, but if not, I can always add extra, sort of taxi depot or something like that. There is a metro just down the road and a taxi, but these guys obviously are not happy because there's not enough in this area perhaps. So we're going to leave episode 22 and our bomb ass city there for this week, guys. Thanks for checking it out. Check out some of our other content. We've got some good Smite plays going up lately. And catch you again.